Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Oh, that's better.
Okay, working now?
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah, good. So you said that Highlighter will be moving to a different channel.
Oh, yeah. No, they want me to have some more specific feedback on something. So
Yeah,
that's all that's moving. So I'm trying to do a
oh,
better camera here,
yeah,
but it's so far not working. But yeah, just for that. I mean, you're very, very welcome to continue the conversation with them. Absolutely.
yeah, thanks. Uh, just registered for an account, and yeah, I mean, I've some thoughts too, but yeah, I don't really know. I wanted to know a bit more about the project and how, because you asked the question about how about the inputs and outputs. I don't know if I remember your wording correctly, and yeah, so I also was asking myself how the actually you could share your trains and yeah, but these are highlighter specific questions. Mm,
So I'm going to give up on this camera thing here. I'm trying to do
okay.
like I use my phone as a webcam.
Oh,
And because it's
yeah,
so awful, the
yeah,
quality,
that's working.
so bizarre. But yeah, could you, so first of all, I'd like to invite you, and I apologize, I don't think I've done it so far, invite
Yeah,
you to write a page for the book. You're familiar with the Future of Text book, maybe, since we've been mentioning it a little bit?
yes, a bit. But I have to catch up on my reading. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just put the link in there on,
Yeah, okay. Well, let me check, please, because maybe I've already. Hmm. I always seem to have navigational issues. Oh, here it is.
yeah, Zoom is not very well laid out.
Yeah. Okay. Connection. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is a work in progress, right?
Yeah, the book will be published on the 20th of November.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, this looks better. And it is, yeah, it's basically done, but I am inviting a few more people to be part of it, including you.
Oh, thank you. So, how can I contribute?
The request is to write around 1,000 words, and yeah, that's it. It's all a very personal thing, so it's not something that I like to tell people what to do. There's a very wide variety of people, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
And all I say is, if
Yeah.
I invite someone, is because I really think they understand the point of looking at the future of text. So that's the level of curation. Beyond that, basically anything that you think is interesting.
Well, I'm really honored, and thank you. So, yeah, I'll. You said the deadline is February next year.
No, no, no. It will be
What's the
released.
publish date?
Yeah, it will
The
be
release date.
published.
Sorry.
It'll be published on the 20th of November.
Yeah.
The deadline, well, it's passed. It was a long time ago, but if you could do something in a week or two, that would be really, really good.
Yes. Well, okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm that good a writer, but I think I have an idea on what to write about. Since it's personal, it's a lot easier than writing a paper. So yeah, I will send you my text, and then you can still decide whether it's really it really satisfies your requirements. So
yeah, that would be really, really good.
Yeah, and thanks. So that's I mean that's a big honor. I mean, I'm just browsing through the names, and yeah, amazing. Oh, so I see Ted Nelson is is also going to publish something.
Yeah, everybody who's listed there have already.
Wow,
yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That's really amazing. Yeah, so yeah, I'll give my best, and thank you. I'm really honored.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that you find that interesting. So also, I would like to know more about what you want to do. I understand you are deep in hypertext and you understand many layers. That's very, very good from an implementation point of view, but can you just describe how you want someone to work in the environment, such as just what it would, yeah, just help give a feeling of that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually a good question. I mean, you see, actually, I'm doing a bit of, no, a lot of research in personal computing, and so that's how I got interested into hypertext, just also as a medium to express my thoughts, and also as a medium to somehow get organized, because there are so many different aspects that are really hard to discuss on paper, and even hard to describe, and so that's why I'm also I really like the idea of Trainblazers. As for the environment, it's a really good question. I have to confess, I don't really know. I mean, to me, I mean, it would already be a huge step forward if I, and I'm still working on this, had a single environment in which I can put in, organize my thoughts. I mean, for instance, there's note cards, and I find the idea of spatial hypertext very nice. In fact, I have been using Squeak Smalltalk for quite some time. And the nice thing is that you can have all these little workspaces, and so from that perspective, that's really nice. But you know, there are things like sketches that I want to do, and now then things get complicated, because I mean, writing a good sketching tool is tremendously difficult, and but what I really want to have is just a coherent environment, so that I don't have to work within all these applications. But how that eventually will look like, I mean, I don't know. I just, it's just more a feeling that I have, and continue pushing this until eventually some something new hopefully evolves. So I know it's not the satisfactory answer, but there's just too many angles to hypertext. So what I'm really, the vision would be, I mean, if you look at the review paper done by Jeff Conkin in 1987, he described the ultimate hypertext system. This hadn't been picked up, I think, on the conference, and this is what he describes, or what he, well, I mean, it might sound ridiculous, but I don't think that, but I really like the idea of cyberspace, and to have, you know, because as I see these computer systems that we use, they are quite, all the processes, they're difficult to understand. You have many barriers, and everything that can help you cope with that, and help you to see what's going on and how you can impact with your system. That would be a tremendous leap forward. But I can't frame it. I can't really frame it in a product, because I think, you know, it's best to have an environment, because because think about user interface design. You know that this is it's very hard. It's very hard to come up with good user interfaces, and I really like Author, but I still have, from your videos, I still have to download a macOS and install it. But from what you've demonstrated, I mean, it looks really nice, and it's and I like the search functionality, and the possibility that you can consolidate and fly through all the documents. That's a super nice affordance. And these are the things. The problem is, as of now, I just can't say, hey, yeah, well, this is a nice idea, and I'd like to behave my PDF reader like this. It's impossible to. It's possible to do, but to me, for me, it's impossible. I don't have the resources. And what I would really like to have is an environment that can be shaped by users. And that, I mean, that's a huge. I mean, it's a huge goal, but I don't want to make any assumptions on how a thing might be used or not, because I think people like you have more experience. You know what you want, and what I'm trying to do is to have some kind of system that allows you to do experiments. And I mean, it's a very, very tough design issue, and I got some clues from Smalltalk environments and from other environments, but right now I still have to really get to really have a small system that embodies the perhaps most important ideas in hypertext that can be gradually evolved in a collaborative fashion, so that we see actually where we're going, and what we really need. And so I don't know, it's not really a direct answer to your question, but it's just at the moment more of a feeling where I want to go. And I think in the end, if this is going to be successful, probably you'll see what I mean. I know it's perhaps not satisfying.
So the thing that I'm interested in with Visual Meta that may overlap with us is what we call augmented copying. So I think what could be really fascinating is if we have a way where you start just playing, but the data from what you're doing, let's say some kind of a graph view, you know, can be copied and pasted using that style, and we'll co-develop that style. That could be amazing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because right now, this is of course one of these problems. So, because what I want to do also in the next few weeks is to write a technical report about the issues that I'm investigating. It's always a pain. I mean, all these different different types of, let's say, content, and to combine them, that's yeah, it's a very messy process, and I think I don't know how much time is actually lost in just hello.
Oh, now I can hear you say hello. So that's good. I think I can hear a background sound.
The connection again broke up, so I really have to fix this. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. It's a bit broken, but I can hear you again. Maybe try with that video.
Hello. I guess I
see Patrick is joining us.
Good day.
Hello, hello. Gunther is coming in and out. He has some connection issues right now.
I'm sure.
So how are you?
Good as one can be, locked down in Abu Dhabi.
Full lockdown.
So yeah, so it's all right. The one thing is that to go in and out of the state, you have to get a PCR, and
You have to
so
get
there's you have to get tested to go in and out of the state.
Oh, right.
So it's okay. Other than that, so basically just, let's see here, my teaching's all online. And so it just means that, life is pretty singular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know that feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that feeling.
So how are things for you?
I'm good. Just Gunther, just checking if Gunther's back in. Can you hear? Oh, he's gone out again. He was just going through some implementation stuff. I just posted a link. Something I did with a colleague a while ago. Well, he did the implementation. He's a bit of a genius. Because we're trying to find ways to have systems interact. So just to put kind of a frame around that, and then talk a bit more general.
There he is.
Ah, there you are, Gunther. Can you hear me? Patrick has become a cat.
Yeah, it's what I show my students.
Yes. Cool.
Yeah, hello. I can hear you and see you.
I'm also going to stop my video, so we just do audio, all of us, for a bit.
Yeah. Dealing with my bandwidth.
So if things okay, I'm really sorry I have to investigate the issue.
Yeah, Gunter's a bit of a hypertext guy with some interesting implementation ideas, Patrick. So we.
Pardon me?
Yeah. He's a bit of a hypertext guy, interested in some specifically interested implementation issues. We've been discussing quite a lot of some other specific things on here. Gunter, are you here with audio?
I mean, so, like with which things, like on the Liquid platform, or just?
Oh, in general, these chats that we're having here today.
Yes.
Oh, you're here. Good. I was just going to say that the Monday chats are leaning towards visual meta, and the Friday ones are very general, but the Monday ones are also quite general. Gunter, can both of you click on that liquidspace.global link?
Yeah. How liquid space? Oh, just 1 second, please. Are you still there?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay. What's the link again, please?
I put it in the chat. It's liquid space.
Is it in the chat?
Liquidspace.global.
Can you post it in the chat? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, it seems it just takes a long time to load, but this is probably due to my internet connection.
Patrick, is it loading for you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've got two links, and
So Gunter, is it loaded for you yet?
Not yet, but I suggest I come back in 4 minutes and with a hopefully better internet connection. Because I'm using my mobile connection, it doesn't really work that well. So I apologize. So I'll be back in 4 minutes, if that's okay.
Okay, hope to see you then.
Just switch to different work place.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine.
Yeah, see you soon.
Yeah. Just to fill you in here, Patrick, this I've mentioned the visual meta thing to you before, right? I mean, via email or something, I guess. It's just how I'm trying to integrate with what he's doing.
Yeah, so one thing I'm doing at the moment is that I was just scaling down a little bit of processing here. This is actually a very old MacBook that I'm using from work. And I figured that by February, I'll be in my new institution. And
oh, where's that going to be?
oh, I'm going to be working for Talon.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, I'll be working with Talon in Davin. So I'm going over to Winona State.
Okay. Also in a teaching role?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of say that's kind of a pejorative term in my case, but yeah, they call it teaching.
Yeah, teaching is good. I was teaching for a while and hope to go back to that.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm hoping is that I've got a couple. I think I've got a couple research fellowships with a couple of places, and I might have a research fellowship with Zayed, going in through the spring, and then I got approached, but I had some difficulty attending a seminar with them with the Global Center for Advanced Studies up in Dublin, and so not sure where that conversation dropped off or not, but I'm going to follow it up. So hopefully, over the next year, I'll have these couple of fellowships on top of my professorship, and then the idea behind that is just being able to help things better. That's all. Just if I can keep a research fellowship open with my institution here in Abu Dhabi, my wife is probably going to have some delays on getting her visa to the States until things get worked out with getting Trump out of office, and I'm assuming that's going to happen. And then once that gets taken care of, hopefully she'll be over in the spring. And but if I can keep a research fellowship at Zayed University, that means that I can return to the UAE and she can visit until the time we get back together in the US. So
that sounds good.
Yeah.
Stressful wedding time, though.
Yeah. So well, because of COVID, she got stuck over in Iran for a little while anyway. So we know how that goes. So, but okay, yeah, visual meta.
Yeah, that's the big thing that I'm working on. It's basically two things. One, it's stuff at the end of the document to say what it is, and two, it's a way of copying with more information as well, so that the kind of stuff Gunter is looking at, you should be able to not just link to that from outside, but link to it in a rich way that is useful.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, and then actually the other thing I was reading, I was looking at the I was looking at the notion of glossary and your notion of the I. That was good.
Oh, that, yeah, where you have an entry for yourself.
Yeah, yeah. You know, so I mean, yeah. So I'm just saying that I've been drilling into this stuff a bit. So, and
Yeah, there's some interesting opportunities now, especially within the space of academic publishing and documents, because it's just so god awful.
oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's just, and the thing is that it's so hard to get something with any kind of real coherent structure at times. You know, so. Or if it is a coherent structure, it's just the same bland vanilla stuff that nothing with any richness, So got it.
Yeah, yeah, and the richness and what's the word? Long, robustness, so it'll last for a while as well. Kind of need those together.
Sure.
So yeah, this comes out of a long list of hating PDF, and then realize PDF is actually okay because it's a published thing, and that gives us opportunities around markup and lots of other things that you can't do on a more dynamic document.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, that's those are some of the issues that you wind up having. Say like the notion of long-term persistence of a document. It's my Emirati girls haven't got the slightest clue of really what I'm getting at when I start talking about this. But what happens is that I start talking with them about the importance of the GIF format. And it's small, it's limited, and all that sort of thing. But it's been around since 1987, and this is one thing that people just it's one of those things that's it just eludes people. The idea that somehow this format is always going to be here, and half of my art installations have fallen apart after 15, 20 years, just because of legacy issues,
Yeah.
and how do we address those? You're making a metal book, so you're doing all right there.
Yeah, I'm working on that. That's turning out to be much harder than expected. So I may end up just taking a paper book and putting it in a metal box, which has still last 1,000 years.
I see.
It's really annoying that that's a hard thing, because obviously today's technology will allow us to print really, really tiny on metal. But when it comes to actually finding partners to get it done, it just keeps falling down. I haven't given up, but I no longer promise it on their website.
So here's the thing: is that what was the medium you were planning on using for the metal book? Like nickel plates, like nickel alloy steel?
Yeah, I mean, we've looked into different alloys, and I can't remember what it became, what the current one is. So Günther, are you back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you very well now.
Well, fantastic. So I'm sorry, my mobile connection was really terrible, and in the future I won't use my home connection. Yeah, I'm seeing now liquid space, and I just tried pasting in a video, and it works. I mean, it's really nice.
Yeah, it is nice. So since this call, as all these meetings are recorded, just to clarify what it is, this was built by Christopher Gutteridge from the University of Southampton, a good friend.
Mm-hmm.
we did this for the celebration of Doug Engelbart's demo at 50, which turned out to be a day that really didn't focus on demo so much as on human side of things. So let's not go into that now. So we co-designed this space together, and it is, of course, a kind of a graph space. He jokingly calls it a murder wall, like you might have in a TV show. So if you click in the top left, we see it says some kind of an LS logo, or rather point to it. Down below, you can see, for instance, Wikipedia, blog demos. If you take any of those and you drag them onto the screen, you will have that. Yeah. And also on this page, you can actually just paste any URL, and it will give you a little preview. Sorry about this. Sorry about that.
Oh, I see, yes.
So the thing is, I'm not really sure about everything here. But if you, for instance, if you do the Doug at 50 WordPress blog, if you put that out, you see there is a kind of a button-looking thing called class.
Yeah.
So if you click on that and drag it somewhere, you will notice two things. One is that it now becomes a dotted line and grayed out, and class opens up as a new node, right?
Yeah.
The reason for that is we felt it was important that you have one of a thing on here. So if you moved it from one place away, we should be behind a shadow, so you knew where it came from, but you don't have too much confusion.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, cool. So the reason I'm showing it to you today is I'm thinking maybe we can think of ways where you decide on some kind of a space like this, and not in any way copying this, that would be boring, but by your own design. But the interesting things in collaboration would be this copying in and out of that environment and having it actually be useful.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I really, I like this this idea. But I have to think about it, and yeah, the big challenge is is collaboration. So at some point we need some way to exchange different kinds of objects to link to them, and I think there would be many interesting opportunities.
Yeah, that's good to hear. So I'm just trying to see if something worked here, and it didn't. This hasn't been touched in 2 years. But when you talked earlier about hypertext, you talked about cards and you talked about all kinds of different things. Let me just ask you some kind of guiding question. Are you interested in helping someone specifically with literature review kind of stuff, or with thinking, or with authoring? What kind of a thing is most exciting for you and your own personal work at the moment, so you can augment yourself?
Well, thank you. That's a good question. Actually, as I said, I'm in personal computing and programming languages, modeling, and I'd be really excited to just when doing, for instance, programming language design, I have some articles that come to my mind, then to put them into and then to arrange them perhaps side by side, and this would be very helpful. So already technical documentation that I somehow have to link, and this would be very useful. I mean, in fact, I'm working on such an environment, but now things are picking up again. But a month ago or so, things were moving a bit slowly, and So this would be the kind of work. So it would be more an assistance for building stuff like. Well, actually, what I really want to do, I want to have my own personal computer, and there's lots of documentation that you have to organize, from hardware to software to design principles and so forth. And you also want to do simulations and want to have some visualizations also along with that. And yes, and having a place where you can actually perhaps show your research, or even say, because I think what would be exciting is that now here we have this space, and we can also say, well, in this area, I'm working on, I don't know, let's say hardware design, and I know somebody who is familiar with that. And now I can just share, for instance, the direction or so. I'm hearing myself.
Oh, hang on. Is there echo? Okay, I changed speakers. I'll change back.
Oh,
Okay, it should be gone now. Is that better?
yeah, it's much better. Thanks.
All right.
And so to really work on this collaborative space and together shape, for instance, a product. I mean, that would be really amazing.
So a shared workspace is an important part of this.
Yeah, or at least that you should be able to access these kinds of objects from the outside. I think that's very important, because the way I see it is that, yeah, people are working on hypertext systems, and it's great, but you're always locked into the environment. And I don't like this, because often I have my own ways, my own ideas on how to do things. And then you're stuck. And so I think it's important that this should be open, and that you have actually underneath some kind of let's say object system where you can really communicate with these objects, such as it has been done with Smalltalk, but in a more open fashion. And how this might work, I have to think about. But I think it's important because, because people also have ideas and come up with new ways of organizing, and then we don't have a bottleneck, so they can actually work on their own thing. And what we really have is just a network, and Liquid Space would be perhaps one way to see this entire space, but there might be many different others.
Yeah, that's absolutely key. Lots of different spaces. I mean, Patrick, you're on the visual side of things as well, right? And ways to view things. Have we lost connection to Patrick? Maybe he'll be back, I hope. Yeah, so I guess, Gunther, the first thing for the collaboration would be what to build.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, this is a great start, Liquid Space, and yeah, we could work on this, but yeah, so I mean, I have to think about it more on where this actually should move to. But having, but I think it's certainly the direction I want to go to. So this could be something very exciting.
You want to do something web-based or OS-based or what in the beginning?
I mean, I'm open to suggestions, but generally, I mean, my main expertise is in programming languages, not necessarily building user interfaces, and so that's probably my strong suit.
Right.
but I think, I mean, as we have discussed, what's really necessary, of course, is that, for instance, what I like about this liquid space is that I just can copy in a link to a video, and the space recognizes on what this is about, and this can be done, of course, for all kinds of artifacts, and how this can be done in a way such that in our space we would actually have components that help to recognize what the thing is I'm pasting in and what I might want to do with it. This is something I would be very interested in figuring out how to do.
You know that the liquid space already recognizes a YouTube video and puts it in a box. Have you tried that?
Yeah, I've tried that, and that's super nice. And I think a lot can be done in this regard. So that it also recognizes. Maybe I put in a graphic and could be an SVG, and then there would be a visualization, or perhaps even tools so that I can manipulate the graphics. But these do not have to be provided by Liquid Space. They could be fetched or found in a network, which isn't perhaps not so easy to do, but I think, this is something that that I would like to work on.
I think that's very interesting perspective and very positive. One thing that I think would be really cool is if I introduced you to Chris, so he could show you his implementation and background with you. So yeah, I will do that. Hang on. And, hang on, that's not right. Oh, I have to copy your email from somewhere, sorry. Hang on. Just to, can you give me your email address again here in?
Yeah, of course. I just have to find the chat window. Here it is.
Oh, actually, I found it.
Oh, good.
So yeah, I will. I'll do that. But what I think would be really, really cool is if just for the sake of argument, I was in a call earlier today with my PhD group, and there's a new student, clever guy, and he was asking all kinds of things, and I was joking and said the one thing that I'm going to save you time with is don't try to find out if other students have a blog, so you can find out what they're doing, because it seems to be when everybody starts studying seriously, they want to immediately start blogging and having markup and all of that to see what people are doing. However, imagine a space like this, and you have to give people access, of course, so that's a different thing than what we have now. However, you can blog like this. So you write a little thing like this, put in just saying your experiments or whatever, and then each screen like this can be encapsulated into another screen. So easily you could have a computer department where someone has a list of students and they could move around in an incredible way. That in itself, I think, would provide real boost, real augmentation for groups trying to casually work together, because you get to put up a little wall of what you're on about.
Yeah, I think that would be tremendously useful. And
right.
So absolutely, yes.
Just writing a sentence to remind myself to email afterwards. I managed to make the umlauts.
Good.
Right. Okay. We're coming up to end of time. So what we have agreed is I'm going to introduce you to Chris, and we'll keep talking about this. And you're going to consider writing a piece for the book. Can you try to write it within a week or maybe a little bit more?
Yes, I can do this. And thanks again, So it's a huge honor, and I'll perhaps at the end of the Sunday, I think is realistic.
Right, good.
Can do it by Sunday.
All right. Sorry I wasn't more useful, but I was kind of focused on trying to make sure that I found you properly.
Yeah, I mean, these chats, Mondays and Fridays, they really are quite open and they really vary. Sometimes we get stuck on one particular topic or another. Sometimes it's very vague. And so, yeah, I'm glad you're here today. And I hope whenever you feel like joining Fridays or Mondays, it'd be good to keep the dialogue going.
I would love that.
Excellent.
Absolutely. Okay. I'm going to go for tonight. Good to see you. And all right.
Good to see you too.
It was good to talk to you.
Yeah, good to meet you, Gunther. Fantastic. So, very good. So, all right. Hope to see you all soon.
See you. Bye.
See you.
Okay, Gunther. See you on Friday.
Yes, I'll be there, and I'll play around with liquid space. There's some really nice things going on here. Just I'm browsing through a Wikipedia article. It's really interesting. They've done with the links that you can pull out, and then you have another card. Yeah, I really like this. So I give it, of course, more thought and experimentation, and I'll write on that piece. And yeah, we'll see each other on Friday. And yeah, and thanks for the discussion.
No, it's great. Thank you. And obviously, if you want to email or get in touch in between time, please feel free to do so.
Okay.
All right. See you later. Thanks for today.
See you.
Bye.